Welcome to the Queer Witch Project, your resource for all things queer and witchy. I am Damona Peacock, your fabulous, non-binary, neurospicy, ordained queerdo with a fascination for all things symbolisms, cycles, and patterns.
And I am Moonkittee, your queer femme, poly kitchen witch, and proud geek. Today's topic is Kitchen Witchery Spring Edition.
Spring has
Ha!
sprung!
We have made it all
Yes,
the way through the seasons.
yes. And back around to this one of our favorite, topics categories
Mm-hmm.
for the year of your beautiful, wonderful expertise, the kitchen witchery.
Well,
So
thank you.
then, what are we doing in the spring, in the kitchen witchery spring?
Spring cleaning. I mean, that's like whether you're a witch or a person of other belief systems, almost everyone thinks of spring cleaning. And
Yeah.
ultimately, it's just that again, it was the spring. It's like you've been so dusty and tied up that you want to get things cleaned up and cleared out for the summer. So for me, I tend to do spring cleaning elemental style because that is my wishy nature, meaning I air out the house. Open up the house, open all the windows on those beautiful days, let the breeze blow through, just let all the musty, dusty air go out. Okay, let some of the allergens in, but that's what allergy pills are for, right? But
I'm
either
always
still
torn between wanting fresh air and not tree pollen.
exactly. I know that's the hard part, but
Yes,
it's to me still worth it to air out the house.
I agree. It's worth it and necessary.
Mhm. I will sweep and mop my floors, and I will Florida water, including right now.
Hey, you
So
didn't warn me. I could have brought mine out.
here, I'll get you. There you go.
Thanks. Now you might have to wipe off your camera though.
It's misty. It should be fine.
It will be blessed.
It will be blessed. No, yeah, Florida water out the house, around just to kind of get the energy calm again and clean. Prep my garden if I'm going to be doing one with and plant the new seedlings. And I will do oftentimes spell candle work. So kind of that burning intention, setting the new stage of what I want to bring in with the planting of the spring and manifesting through the summer.
Mm.
So that's my general kitchen witch style is to do the elemental basis,
So air, water, earth
fire and
thing,
earth.
and
Yeah.
fire. Some people even do burn piles this time of year to
Hmm.
tame their garden mulch.
Hmm.
Um, what? Yeah, no. Spring cleaning for sure
Hmm.
is don't what about you, me? I did have a bad dream. I had a bad dream about spring. Where the message was clearly it's time to start some spring cleaning. So yeah, I that hits. The other
Hmm.
thing is, I can. There are more sunny days.
Hmm.
There is less sads, and
Yes.
there is a deep, deep desire to be outside.
Hmm.
I want to take pictures of the flowers springing up, the spring green colors in all the grasses, white puffy clouds in the sky is like, oh,
Hmm.
it's gonna be a good day. And then wildlife and
Hmm.
butterflies and bees that you can safely and from a respectful distance capture without encroaching upon their natural habitats.
Hmm.
I'm
Hmm.
picky. No, I'm particular.
No,
uh
that's
I
important.
love observing nature, but like I don't
Hmm.
want to like disturb it either, so
Hmm.
yeah, so like I'm feeling the pull to be outside, that fresh air really appeals to me.
Hmm.
Sunshine on my skin
Hmm.
without burning. That's the nice thing about spring.
Yeah. I still sip out in the sunlight, but I just make sure I have a parasol or I have something shady over me because I tend to burn really badly.
Yes.
Um,
I was sitting in the sunlight yesterday, turning just slightly red, but
a
yep, see, it's still there a
little
little
bit of
bit.
color.
Not on purpose. Well, I was just thinking, oh, I could really use this vitamin. What
Hmm.
is it? B12, D, whatever.
D, I think.
Yeah, vitamin D. That's it. Sorry. Sunny Delight, right? Again, not a paid advertisement.
Yeah.
But that vitamin D, I was just like, I could really use this. It's been kind of gloomy.
Hmm.
It still have some, you know, weather that passes through. But
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
I
we've had
like
a couple of really beautiful days around here, and just yeah, opening up. Even today, I have the window open, so I'm just hoping no one decides to start doing lawn work. At which point I'll have to pause and shut the windows back again. But no, I have fresh air coming in the window right now, um,
Nice.
for that. But other things that you can do. So that's my way of doing it. Is again elemental style
Germinating the
clean things.
seeds. You know,
Yeah.
I also, that's another dream that I had recently. I had a
Mm-hmm.
dream where I was literally checking on the seeds to see if they had sprouted or rooted.
Mm-hmm.
I was uncovering seeds out of old cabinets. Clearly, I'm supposed to clean out the cabinets this spring because I've had two dreams about this now.
Yes. Yeah. Clean out those cabinets. You might
Yeah.
find some things back there. There might be a treasure back there that you need to be aware of
I also
that
feel
you've
like I'm
forgotten.
clearing cobwebs from my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, hopefully. Yeah. Yeah. I like when the light comes back.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is very nice. Other things you can do. You can salt your entrances. So pour sprinkle
Ah.
salt along all of your windows, sills, door entrances, all that kind of stuff. You can also put salt in your carpet and let it sit there for like 10 minutes or so, let it absorb some of the negative energies and all the other things, and then vacuum it up. So
And
you're
after
cleaning, but
you
and then
mop your hard floors, you can salt them and
mhm,
sweep the negative energy out because the salt has absorbed all of the negativity.
mhm,
And then as you're sweeping that out, you're releasing it to be earthed,
exactly,
neutralized as the
back and
salt
grounded.
does and the ground does. Yeah. Yeah. And leaving them in your thresholds and windowsills, just a
Hmm.
little bit of salt, a little
A
bit
little
of
bit.
protection,
Hmm.
a little grounding.
Hmm. Hmm. You can also revamp and readjust your altar. That's another thing that I'm looking at doing. I finally was able to create an altar space last year in my little when I revamped my office. So it's like, yeah, it's like, okay, what can I do to kind of spruce up and revamp my altar a little bit, give
Fresh
that a little bit of space.
flowers. Yeah.
I have to be really cautious with actual flowers
Oh,
inside in this household because my partner is highly allergic. I've tried so hard bringing in plants and flowers, and within a day or two they're so stuffed up and so hard
oh,
breathing that anything is like, I mean, to the point where I had to actually move plants inside my office, and this is the only place where there's really growing plants in the
oh.
house anymore because the common spaces
I
they're
can't
highly allergic.
I can't keep houseplants because cats and
Hmm.
just not enough sunlight in where I'm living.
Hmm.
Yeah. So empathy.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I had to find plants that do well in non-direct sunlight. 'Cause there's where I'm
Mm-hmm.
at on the side of the house. There's no direct light. There's a beautiful indirect. I mean, I'm not using any ring lights or anything else. It's literally natural light coming
Yay.
in through the windows. But
I love
um,
natural lighting.
yeah, me too. But yeah, so backing, readjusting my altar, that fresh flowers on an altar, if you have that ability, is perfect. I love
Yes,
that.
or fresh herbs.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yes.
or some spring deities.
Hmm.
Yeah. So one of my on my to-do list, big to-do list for me, for spring cleaning,
Hmm.
which I'm kind of it's going to be a task, so I haven't gotten to it yet.
Hmm. Hmm.
Is social media spring cleaning,
Yes.
I have public profiles, which everybody is welcome to follow me on, and I have a private profile that a couple of them that is just people that I know, people that I've met, people that I trust that gets into the more
Hmm.
private and inner world, especially like when it comes to sharing about my kids or whatever.
Hmm.
Um, and every once in a while, I'm not a people collector.
Hmm.
Either we're actively engaging or we have a reason to be connected, or I can sometimes look at a friends list after a year or two and I'm like, who is this person? How do I
Right.
know them? Because yeah, I don't, oh yeah, sometimes connections work and sometimes they just fade away. And so I'll just kind of go and weed my social media from time to time and make
Hmm.
sure that, it's fresh and I'm engaging with the people that I want to be engaging with. And I want to make sure I'm pulling things out, stagnant groups, things that I
Hmm.
don't really asking myself, does it bring me joy? Am I interacting with this regularly? Or can I kind of pull this weed out too? Because I don't spend a huge amount of time engaging in social media, so
Hmm.
sometimes I like to filter it down to on the time that I do get, I want to make sure that I'm seeing the people that I want to see, and I can interact with the folks that I want to interact with,
Hmm.
because it's a delicate balance for me.
Yes,
So yes,
absolutely.
definitely like some kind of spring cleaning, and bringing in that, clearing and cleansing vibe, because I'm also into growing new connections.
Hmm.
So I would like to get rid of, not get rid of, but like release and let go of anything that's, not working, not genuine, not authentic, not an actual connection, so that there's more space for me to bring in those things.
Hmm. No, that makes absolute sense. I've um I've toned back my social media presence a lot. I pretty much got off Facebook completely. So most of my social media now is mostly through Instagram
Hmm.
and TikTok. Though even there, I tend to watch TikTok more than I post on it, which I know we need to be better about that, especially on our channel and everything else. So we're
One of
working on
these
that.
days we will.
We one of these days we will. We'll get
I'm
there.
building up my courage.
But yeah, no, but yes, I do same thing. Trim down the social media. But for me, it's also not so much even the social media, but just the apps on my phone. It's amazing
Oh
how over the course of
yeah.
the year you just collect random apps. Like you go and you do this things like, oh, well, you have to use our app for this conference, or you have to use
Oh
our app
yeah.
for this, or oh, someone recommended this app and I tried it and used it for a month and then forgot. So it's like it's that kind of same spring cleaning off the device, get rid of all those old apps that I don't use at all anymore.
I play that ADHD game of playing a game for, a couple months,
Hmm.
because that's all, it's just fun, and that it tickles my brain in the right way, and then I never touch it again.
Hmm.
So yeah, I do love the idea of the, desktop cleanup
Hmm.
and the desktop cleanup.
And the desktop cleanup.
Yes.
And the other
And the
thing that
desktop cleanup.
yes. desktop, desktop, and desktop.
And for the audio, that would be your brain, your physical desktop, and your, digital space.
Exactly.
Yes.
The other thing that I am going to be doing with regards to, again, putting up my social media presence and everything is relaunching my own YouTube channel. And I've had it there, and I did some deck card readings, and they'll be doing more of that. But I'm also going to be expanding it in different ways. So it's still an amalgam of me. It's still going to be nerdy and geeky and all that and witchy. So it'll have the deck interviews, which I'm going to keep doing those. I
I
have
love those.
so many decks that I need to go through and put up on there. And I'm going to be trying to reformat it so it's a little bit shorter. So I'm trying to keep videos under about 10 minutes in length. So they're nice, easy, quick watches so you can see the decks. I'm doing unboxing videos as well because I love mystery
Yes.
boxes. I'm a
Yeah.
magpie. I love mystery boxes, or a peacock, magpie, dragon, all the same thing. I love shiny things that go woo, and I kind of hoard them. So mystery boxes just tickle me. So I have
Nice.
signed up for a couple of different witchy mystery boxes. So I'm doing those, but one of them, tying in with my kitchen witchery, is an apothecary at home herbalism
Oh,
box. So I'm
nice.
going to be unboxing it. Then there's classes and steps and things that you can make. So you'll be able to watch the progression of what the unboxing is, talking about the herbalism, and then how the magical properties go onto the herbalism, how they tie together, and then we'll be making the crafts and the things that are inside the box. So that'll be
Wow.
a series that I'm going to be working on, and it's a technically a 12-month period.
Program.
So there's a new
Nice.
box on a 12-month rotating cycle. So that should last a while.
Wow, that sounds really
And
cool. I'm
yeah, so
excited to see that.
if you are interested and want to go on that apothecary journey and learn a little more about herbalism and the magical properties of different herbs and things like that, yeah, check out my YouTube channel. That'll be coming pretty soon as well. So that's also a spring cleaning kind of thing, in that spring and relaunch of
Yes.
something new.
What is your YouTube channel?
My YouTube channel is Shay Moon Kitty. So
Okay, and
just like
we'll put a link in the show notes to
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's all there.
Can
So
I share some spring projects I'm excited about?
yes, please.
I am building a Patreon. I
Yay.
finally started it. I haven't gotten very far, but
Mm-hmm.
maybe by the time we air,
Uh-huh.
yeah, I'm starting to build a Patreon and for the emotional support peacock
Awesome.
services, and building community, and we'll see where it goes.
Awesome.
One of the
Congratulations.
other spring projects, I may be collaborating with a friend of mine, where we desire to hold communal space and build community through Zoom so
Mm-hmm.
that it's accessible to people from all over. Just once a month, once a full moon. Every full
Mm-hmm.
moon, have a meetup in a digital space where we can exchange wisdom based
Nice.
on, yeah. And I used to do council
Mm-hmm.
circles over Zoom during the days where everybody was staying in more
Mm-hmm.
and engaging in digital media and Zoom meetings a lot. And it was a lot of fun. And I feel like I missed that in my life, and I would love to. So it might be one that may even be a tier on the Patreon to gain access to
Mm-hmm.
that.
Nice.
But we're trying to build community around just people who want to have somewhere to meet up every once in a full moon.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like a cliche, but once in a full moon,
Mm-hmm.
to do some spiritual check-in
I
and
love it.
build community. So
I
those are
love
my
it.
spring projects that shall be springing forth
Nice. I
this
love it.
spring season. That's what I'm cooking up
Mm-hmm.
as a
That
kitchen
kitchen
witch.
witchery, hiding behind it. So that's what we're doing
What are
individually.
you
What are we doing
doing?
for the greater environment?
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
one of the best things for those who are garden inclined that they
Mm-hmm.
could be doing, particularly in early spring, is planting native plants
Mm-hmm.
native to your area that are early pollinators
Mm-hmm.
that will feed early pollinators. Do you know what any of those plants are? Like dandelions.
Mm-hmm.
They're not a weed. Let them grow.
It's
I
funny,
love
dandelion is actually the
dandelions.
first of my apothecary things that I'm going to be working with, which is really
Oh,
cool.
I love dandelions. I have a huge like soul affinity for them,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm very much like a no, don't kill them, let them grow.
Yeah, they're amazing. Plant those early pollinators, dandelions, daffodils, um, again,
Native wildflowers of
yeah, California
various,
poppies,
yes,
if you're in
for us,
California.
yes. Spread the poppy love.
Exactly. And again, we've talked about this before, random acts of chaotic beauty. Take those wildflower seeds that are native to your area and just sprinkle them in dirt patches and stuff as you see them because you never know what may grow. Cleaning out those bird baths and hummingbird feeders. If you
Mm-hmm.
are one who likes bird baths and watching the birds, clean out those feeders and get those things ready for those
Don't be
pollinators.
breeding no mosquitoes.
Yes.
Breeding no skeeters.
No, no.
I don't like mosquitoes.
I don't. I'm sure they have their place in the ecological chain of life. I just still haven't quite figured that out.
Look,
If we got rid of mosquitoes, what could possibly potentially what harm it would do? Because it kind of pollinates, but it doesn't, and there are plenty of other pollinators, so I'm just
S-
saying.
Starship Troopers ruined me as watching that as a child. It ruined me for the species of bugs in general. Now, not all bugs,
Hmm, hmm.
but I'm not a huge fan of bugs.
Yeah.
Yeah, some bugs are cool though.
Yeah. No, like I said, there are a few. I love bees. I love bees, ladybugs.
Yep,
Praying
cool,
mantises are really
cool,
cool.
cool beetles.
Yeah, it depends on beetles. Like, so to get beyond a certain point, it's like
I'm
I'm
thinking
not
like
a
the
bug
rainbow
inclined.
shiny beetles, not the
Mhm.
ones that are like, rolling dung across the desert, but
But either way, so
nope.
yes, we're cleaning
Yeah.
out.
Oh, and also like the band, the Beatles, I'm pretty big into them.
Ah, yeah, I've heard of them. I heard they were big at a point in
Once upon a
time.
time. They're still big. I don't know what you're talking about.
Uh-huh.
Never grow up.
Never grow up. Um,
I love how I'm pretending that that's my generation. So I was saying, some people do burn piles, but
hmm,
composting,
hmm,
recycling, repurposing,
hmm,
rehoming, uh, reduce, reuse, recycle. Child of
hmm.
the 80s.
Yep. And it's real. And I'm same thing with so you talk about clothing upcycling
Yeah.
and clothing too. I'm That's one of the things that I'm really trying hard in the last couple of years is to avoid fast fashion. as
Nice.
much as I can. I still can't. I mean, there's little things that you can't, but am looking at going more to thrift stores, or there's a online thrift store, not a sponsor, unfortunately, though I know they do sponsorship. So if you ever hear it, come to us for it. It's called ThredUp. And it's an online thrift store where
Nice.
you can send them your clothes and you can
Wow.
shop, and it's at a pretty hefty discount. But they have brand names. I've gotten really into, like, this shirt is Universal Standard, which is a fabulous company for that is incredibly size inclusive, and their
Wow.
sample size is an 18. So everything is based on 18 and back, but their clothing is incredibly well made. It's really good quality. It's pricey, which is why if I get it through like a clothing recycler, you can get it the same things for new, sometimes with tags, for a lot less than you
Wow.
would for normal things. So I do a lot of clothing upcycling. And then again, that
Very
lets me get rid
cool.
of the old stuff that I have got that doesn't fit or I don't like anymore. And I can send it off to some place that I know is either going to resell it or they're going to recycle it responsibly, and it's not just going to get thrown into a landfill like
I
most
had
other places do.
I had not heard about that, but that's
Hmm.
very cool. I mean, keeping notes because I apparently have some cabinets and closets to clean out.
Yes, you do. And I think that actually you might, I'll send you my the link for it so you can go through it and see. And I'll put a link down below again if anyone happens to do it. Again, not a sponsor. I know they do sponsorship, so if you watch YouTube regularly, you'll see them. But honestly, just a true believer, and I love what they do and the
Yeah,
quality of stuff that I've gotten from them.
nice.
So, or you
Uh,
take the extra junk and you turn it into art. Upcycling art is.
Absolutely. Yes. And spring is the time of creation. So be
Hmm.
creating art, beautifying your space, get out with the old, in with the new, you
Hmm.
know, all of those beautiful, wonderful cliches. Yeah. Create something.
Hmm. Exactly.
That's a wonderful way to recycle.
Uh-huh. Spring into your imagination.
Yeah. I remember when we used to get together, usually in bulk, but
Hmm.
close to springy time and paint,
Hmm.
and paint spells and
Yes. I miss those
yeah,
days.
I
That was
do.
fun.
So one of these days we're gonna do that stuff again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are there any other things that we're doing that I know we've talked about kind of the kitchen witchery aspect of it, but what other things are we just doing for our own self-care with regards to spring cleaning?
Uh, Again, I like to get outside.
Hmm.
So, in the back of my mind, I keep telling myself it's been a pretty good wet winter season. And the vernal pools at
Mm.
a particular park that you can go do a nature walk through. I have to stay on the trail,
Hmm.
but vernal pools, like little fairy, it's very like Fey-esque, Fey
Hmm.
circle, very, just a sense of beauty and natural. Yes, I love that this area has been preserved in
Hmm.
where I live. So I would like to go do some walks there, and while the marshlands are filled up,
Hmm.
hope with a lot of like natural mosquito repellent, hopefully. um Catching a windy day and flying a kite would be
Hmm.
really fun, especially if I could take my kiddos out to
Oh yeah.
have that experience. The lake that I like to visit can get very windy,
Hmm.
so that'll be like definitely some self-care for me.
Yes. No, same thing. I'll try new ingredients. I'll do a lot of new
Yeah.
cooking, and especially I'll find cool things at the farmer's market in the spring and summertime and try and play with those things. Get out or go to the beach or go to the coast, something along those lines.
I
Always
just
taking my
love.
meds because my
Yay.
seasonal allergies go crazy.
Yeah.
So that kind of self-care is I'm not afraid to take my allergy meds or prescription drugs or whatever it may be to make sure that my body is just as healthy and ready for spring as spring.
Yes. May the meds help us spring forth. Yes,
Exactly.
I will be taking mine as well.
As I got my tissue right here handy. Um, so,
Bird watching as well.
mm,
Like,
hmm.
they're going. The birds and the squirrels get, and the butterflies. the birds and the bees, okay? Just the Twitter pated. And I am definitely like a nature observer, back to that nature observing. Like I love bird watching,
Mhm.
all the different boids.
So literal birds and bees as opposed to Beltane birds and bees, right?
We'll get there. I mean, sometimes I never mind. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's coming too, I'm
Hmm.
sure. So I frequent this lake that I go to because it's somewhat local to me a lot. And there was one year there was a super bloom out there, and I didn't know it
Hmm.
because it was in a spot that I don't usually hike in. I go out as far away from people as I can get
Hmm.
in that spot. And then we hike, me and my fam. All right, but on the way to that spot, all of a sudden there was all these people parked along places they really shouldn't have been parked because
Hmm.
there weren't parking spaces, dudes. And they were all dressed up like they were going to a wedding. And
Hmm.
that's really what I was like. I'm like, can you, for a state park, can you get a permit to do a big ass wedding in a state park? And like that's they're dressed really fancy for a state park wedding.
Hmm.
No, they were going to go take family photos in the super blooms.
Hmm.
And I understand like that. And don't get me wrong, I love some beautiful TikTok selfies and all of that, but like, can we not trample onto the flowers?
Hmm.
Can we stay on the trails?
Please.
Can we leave what's there pristine to be enjoyed by all who want to see it and enjoy it? Can we take pictures from afar?
Hmm.
Like, can we work around to where we're not spreading picnic blankets out over all these wonderful super blooms that we're blessed to witness?
Hmm.
Or just like these fields of wildflowers. Like I love the spring flowers. I love the photos, but we need to be respecting that these flowers have function for the
Hmm.
pollinators, for the environment that they're coming into. Yeah, so that's my little soapbox for
So
the
find the rock to sit on in the middle of the super bloom
yeah,
that's already there rather than smushing the flowers.
or
Take a pretty
yeah,
selfie.
find some trails that run
Hmm.
so you can get, I don't know, be creative.
Hmm.
Do
No.
something better than trampling the flowers. That's just that's my little PSA.
Hmm. I appreciate.
We may get super blooms this year again.
We may. It's
There
been a
there's
wet enough
been
winter for us. Yeah.
there's been a lake in Death Valley.
Yeah.
So cool.
Well,
Thank
is there anything that we have missed when we're talking about kitchen witchery and spring?
Well, the only thing that I would think is if we have not talked about something, then you've thought about it as a
Hmm.
listener. Please send us a message, let us know,
Yes.
make some comments or send us an email. We love to hear from you, and we would definitely look for, more information to share, and always most popular, possible guest speakers who want to come in and share their wisdoms with us. So
Hmm.
we want to hear from you. Thank you for watching the Queer Witch Project. If you like what you've heard, you could always give us a like, a follow, a rating, leave us a comment on YouTube.
And if there is a topic you would like to know more about or an episode that you would like to suggest, please contact us at thequeerwitchproject@gmail.com or find us on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram with the handle @queerwitchproject. We upload every other week. And remember, queerness is a key to magic.
Be yourself and love rebelliously. Yay!
Bye.